Welcome back to BikeBeat. When you first swing a leg over the 2025 Honda CB350RS, the impression that hits you isn't raw power or intimidating size, it's refinement. The bike greets you with that familiar Honda build quality, where every switch feels solid, the paint gleams under sunlight, and the proportions seem perfectly balanced between compact and muscular. It feels approachable even before you start the engine, and that's a large part of the charm. Honda has clearly designed this machine not just to look good in pictures but to make sense in the real world on city roads, weekend rides, and even longer tours. Turn the ignition, and that 348.36 cubic centimeters single cylinder comes alive with a deep, mellow exhaust note, crisper than before thanks to minor tweaks in the 2025 update. It's not loud or showy, but it's satisfying, with a characteristic thump that reminds you you're on something substantial. The clutch pull is light, and the 5-speed gearbox slots through smoothly, just as you'd expect from Honda. The throttle response feels linear, the torque kicks in early, and you get that lovely push between 3,000 and 6,000 revolutions per minute, perfect for real-world riding. Whether you're cruising at 90 km per hour on the highway or filtering through traffic in second gear, the engine feels composed, rarely strained. Ride quality is an area where the CB350RS stands out. The suspension tuning strikes a middle ground, firm enough to inspire confidence in corners, yet compliant enough to absorb bad roads. The telescopic front and twin rear shocks work quietly, never feeling harsh. The slightly rear-set foot pegs, wide handlebar, and contoured seat put you in a commanding yet comfortable position. It feels natural, as if the bike was built around you. The seat itself is improved this year. Honda has added better cushioning and a higher quality cover material that feels premium and lasts longer under the sun and rain. Cornering manners are where the RS earns its sporty suffix. Despite its 179 kg curb weight, it hides that mass well. The chassis remains composed through quick direction changes, and the bike feels planted mid-corner. Those wider tires add confidence when leaning, and the 19-inch front wheel ensures a stable front end even on less-than-perfect surfaces. You won't be dragging knees on track days, but on twisty backroads, the CB350RS feels eager and predictable. The dual-channel ABS works seamlessly, offering sharp braking without drama, even when roads turn slippery. When you ride it hard, you notice the refinement. Honda is known for the absence of vibration, the way the mirrors stay clear, the crispness in throttle control. Everything about this bike feels engineered rather than assembled. The engine note, suspension feedback, and throttle connection all speak the same calm, cohesive language. That's rare in this class. And it's exactly what makes the RS feel premium. Visually, the CB350RS is the kind of bike that turns heads without shouting. The sculpted tank flows neatly into the seat, and the tail section is clean, compact, and devoid of unnecessary clutter. The mix of chrome and blacked-out finishes gives it that subtle contrast between retro and modern. LED lighting all around gives a sharp, high-end look, especially the circular headlamp that combines classic form with contemporary clarity. The 2025 model's new color palette adds more personality. Rebel Red Metallic, Matte Axis Gray Metallic, and Pearl Deep Ground Gray each give the RS a distinct vibe. It's the kind of design that looks just as good parked outside a cafe as it does on a winding mountain road. The digital analog console adds to the retro-modern blend. The large analog speedometer dominates, with a small digital screen tucked neatly inside displaying fuel level, gear position, trip info, and more. The DLX Pro variant adds smartphone connectivity through Honda RoadSync, letting you control calls and navigation with voice input via Bluetooth, a feature that elevates the daily riding experience. The switchgear quality feels solid, and the backlighting adds a touch of sophistication during night rides. One of the most impressive aspects of the CB350RS is its composure on long rides. On a 200 km highway run, it can cruise comfortably at 90 to 100 km per hour all day. Wind protection is minimal, expected for this class, but the engine's refinement and the bike's stability make up for it. The vibrations, even after prolonged riding, remain impressively low. The broad seat allows easy movement, and the upright posture means your wrists don't ache. It's not a dedicated tourer, but it certainly plays that role well enough for weekend escapes or short-distance touring. Practicality is another reason why riders gravitate toward this model. The RS delivers real-world fuel efficiency around 35 to 37 km/L, depending on how you ride. Combined with its 15-liter tank, you're looking at a range of over 500 kilometers on a single fill-up, excellent for a 350 cubic centimeters machine. The heat management is another area where Honda excels. Even in slow-moving city traffic, the engine never gets uncomfortably hot. Add the slip assist clutch, and you have a bike that's genuinely easy to ride every day, not just on weekends. In traffic, the CB350RS feels nimble for its weight. The wide handlebar offers leverage for quick U-turns, and the low-end torque allows you to stay in higher gears without frequent shifts. The gearbox itself is buttery smooth, and clutch action is light enough for all-day commuting. This accessibility makes it appealing not only to experienced riders but also to those stepping up from 150 to 250 cubic centimeters motorcycles. When it comes to reliability, Honda's reputation speaks for itself. The 348 cubic centimeters engine platform has proven bulletproof over years of use in the NES CB350. The 2025 update keeps the mechanical foundation largely unchanged, focusing instead on improved compliance, smoother fueling, and minor refinements. Owners can expect long-term dependability and relatively low maintenance costs compared to some of its rivals. Service intervals are generous, and parts availability in major cities has improved through the Big Wing network. However, smaller towns might still face limited access to trained technicians, which is something to verify before buying. When you ride it through a city filled with unpredictable traffic and rough patches, the CB350RS's suspension and ergonomics come together beautifully. It glides over potholes without throwing you off balance. The wide handlebars let you counter-steer easily, and the mirrors offer a clear rear view. There's a sense of calmness in how this motorcycle behaves. It doesn't rush, it doesn't intimidate. It encourages you to enjoy the process of riding rather than constantly chasing speed. For a bike with such poise, Honda has also made sure the RS feels special when parked. The subtle branding, minimal graphics, and neat proportions make it one of the cleanest-looking motorcycles in its category. Even the exhaust design complements the overall theme, a matte black finish with chrome inserts that exudes understated style. It's not trying to mimic old British classics or loud custom scramblers, it's distinctly Honda, elegant, simple, and refined. For the asking price of roughly 2.15 Indian rupees lakh for the DLX and 2.18 Indian rupees lakh for the DLX Pro, the CB350RS offers a sophisticated mix of style, technology, and mechanical integrity that few bikes in its category can match. It's the kind of motorcycle that grows on you the more you ride it. It doesn't need to prove itself every time you twist the throttle, it quietly earns your respect with every kilometer. In short, the 2025 Honda CB350RS is a modern classic done right, a motorcycle that understands its purpose and delivers it flawlessly. It's not just about performance figures or flashy electronics. It's about the way it makes you feel relaxed, confident, and connected to the road. For riders who value refinement, design harmony, and the pure joy of riding something that feels just right, the CB350RS remains one of the best midsize options you can buy today.